All right, are we live? I think so. Yeah, I'm live. How's it going, everybody? Another week, episode 15 of the Everybody and Their Mom podcast. The podcast that everybody and their mom is watching and listening to. Got you coming at you another week. Back at you again. Another week of some new topics. Last week was pretty fun. Went over some DC stuff at the very end. Enjoyed that. Had a lot of fun going over that. Um, I'm on spring break, luckily for that. Been able to relax a little bit more. I mean, I've been studying. I still have been studying every day. Uh, my buddies, some other buddies from school, they already took the bar. I'm taking it in July, and I guess that shit went bad for a lot of people. There was technical difficulties because it was the first time. Uh, I think since COVID that they allowed it either in person or online, and I guess everybody that took it online, it was a shit show. Um, Either they kept getting like booted out, no connection. They lost like one. I heard some people lost like 1 or like 2 hours of time. Most people weren't able to finish, and it's just a shit show. It's so bad. There's already a class action lawsuit. Um, Pretty much all the deans of most of the schools have already sent letters. Every like major accredited school in California is from fucking north to south has been saying shit. Um, so yeah, it's gonna go back to in person, just all in person in July. So I'm gonna take this shit in person here at the LA Convention Center, which is fine. I've been there like 20 times. Like, yeah, it's no big deal for me. Um, but yeah, just like I said, studying for that. Besides that, I watched what did I watch? Bunch of movies. Damn it, what did I watch last week? Oh, I saw Nosferatu on Friday because they added it on Peacock. It was fine. It was like a B. Not my favorite of Robert Eggers movies. I still like The Witch and The Northman more. And the lighthouse a little bit more, but it's, yeah, they were kind of the lighthouse and Nosferatu. I feel like are kind of the same, just because they're very like authentic in terms of their time periods. Oh, then Saturday saw we're gonna get into that in a moment. Watched UFC, boxing, wrestling, great time. Sunday, just hung out with some buddies. Went to my buddy's apartment, hung out. And then I saw that new Lord of the Rings, the War Rohirrim, whatever. It was like an animated one. It was mid, like a seven. It wasn't bad or anything. It was just very like fine. It was just fine. And then what else did I watch? I think that was all the new stuff I watched. I started watching Big Bang Theory, Digimon. Um, I'm gonna watch Solo Leveling soon. I got a list of stuff to watch to catch up on too. They just announced Demon Slayer, so yeah, I'm pretty hyped. Mickey 17 comes out this week. I didn't even remember that. So my buddy told me the other day. So a lot to look forward to. A lot. Well, that's enough of me. Now on to the first topic. Oh boy, Gervonta Tank Davis. So I don't know if you guys saw the fight. This was on Saturday night. They were fighting in, I believe, Brooklyn, and he was fighting against Malcolm Roach, who I believe was also undefeated. Let me take a look. Malcolm Roach record. Malcolm Roach is a player for the Broncos. I'm a retard. All right. Lamont Roach. There we go. I'm an idiot. All right, so he's 25-2, and with one loss. So two draws because the fight ended in a draw on Saturday, and like most people believe he should have won. So let me show you guys the right here. So essentially, what happened was it was what round was it? The ninth round. And I want to say like the first couple rounds were a little slow, not much action was going on. But then it kind of took it kind of became apparent after I want to say the sixth round that Lamont Roach, we're just calling him Roach from here on, um, was kind of taking over the fight. Like he was the one pushing the action forward. He was the one landing more of the punches. He was the one that I want to say was able to land the cleanest shot of the fight. And Gervonta's kind of this kind of that's kind of his game plan. He kind of starts the fight off kind of slow, reads his opponent, gets the timing off, and then eventually cracks them by like the eighth or ninth round. But this time that didn't happen. Let me show you right now. Davis took off some of the steam in the punch, but still, Roach laid on ground. He took a knee. He took a knee. What is he doing? So see, he got popped in the middle of the ring, and he got shout out to Roach. He got some good. Like I said, he landed the good punches. And like I said, like in the ninth round, it caused Gervonta to pretty much take a knee, in which case he then went to his corner, and then he said the reason to that was because he was wiping off like grease or whatever. Like I wear gel, so he's wiping off like stuff out of his eyes. To which the ref didn't take a point away. He didn't stop the fight. He didn't start a count or anything. Um, and since that, and the fight ended up being a draw. One judge had it 115 and 113 in favor of Gervonta, and then the other two judges had it 114, so a draw, 6-6. Whereas if they had put that point, taken that point away for the knee, uh, it's more than likely that Roach would have won the fight. So it's dicey. There's been a lot of people calling it out. I mean, the thing with that's like for example Ryan and Turkey. I mean, they're ones to talk, but they were the ones that were pointing out that that's kind of one of the issues that boxing has is that you kind of have protections in place for the side that has the more money to be made. Oh shit! Sorry guys, the more money to be made. That scared shit out of me. Um, and what we mean by that is since Gervonta is the bigger draw, is the bigger let's face it, like golden goose for all intents and purposes. Um, they know for the most part that unless you dominate this guy, you drop him, you get into like a 10 count or anything. It has to be decisive. You cut him, in a fight in boxing. Uh, you're not gonna get a decision over these guys. You're not just gonna get like a 7-5, 8-4. Like no, bro, it has to be like decisive. Like you really, it can be no question, and you got to do some damage, and you got to land the better shots. Um, and and with that also comes with, I mean, added protection with, you could say the refs, because sometimes they do pick, which referee is going to be, which crops referee is going to be available. I don't know if that's true. I got to look more into that because I think that's handled by the commission. They're the ones that assign. Um, but even then, you have stuff going on that I see with the commissions and whether or not uh, a certain like I think it was the rehydration clause with certain fighters, like you can't weigh a certain amount afterwards after weighing in, and it's just yeah, it's dicey. It's part of the reason why I still like boxing a lot, but it's part of the reason why I keep up with UFC a lot more. Also because their events are weekly, and boxing does have weekly events also, but they're usually pay per view, and it's harder to find those. Um, but yeah, there's talks of getting a rematch done with Tank and Roach. There's also talks of him maybe just Tank just moving on, finding someone else. Uh, that division, that 135, 140, maybe 145. No, 145. 145. I'm sorry. 145 and up. yeah, like there's a lot of big names there. I mean, you have I think you have Ryan and Teofimo and fighting each other soon, and then you have Haney and I forgot who he's going up against. I forgot his opponent, but yeah, like they're pretty much trying to set up the next Garcia Haney fight, because that'll be really really big, considering Ryan won the way he won that first time. Um, but yeah, I hope Tank, you know, if it goes up in competition. It seems he's been. I mean, he's fought against good opponents, but lately he's felt kind of like cherry picking his opponents, where he's kind of fighting guys where yeah they're on paper, you know, undefeated champions, contenders, but you know everybody's there to see a knockout. And Saturday the knockout did not come, and Roach took Javante's best punches. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's that game plan that Javante has, where it's like I'm gonna start off kind of slow to kind of figure you out. And then once the fatigue kind of sets in, and I got the timing down, and I've gotten what you're gonna do in terms of reactions, if I throw this punch, or if I get into this position or in this stance at this distance at this angle, then I'm probably gonna be able to knock you out by like round 9, which usually is the case. Which usually that's Demonte's a great fucking fighter, dude. That fucker's I mean, he has power in his fucking in his paws, but yeah, it did not come. Did not come on Saturday. Oh, and then there was also the thing that he was. That was the one thing that did get me was because I mean, hey, like Turkey, Al Sheikh, the dude from fucking Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, like I know over there they be calling the judges be calling some shit too that I've seen that you know they be favoring some of the the Middle Eastern Muslim Russian fighters. I've seen it. But the one thing that he is doing that's positive is he's putting the fucking fights on. Like he's already put Usyk Fury on twice. Where in the past that when would that happen? Never. And there's even talks now of doing like Joshua Fury or Wilder and Ganu like yeah, dude. Oh, they're gonna do I think the next event in Times Square, like a boxing match in Times Square. Like this dude understands like spectacle. He understands like you know what I mean. Aura, I guess you could call it. Like shit that's gonna be like yo like you gotta see this. You know what I mean? It's gonna be historic, I guess you could say. Um, but what I was mentioning before, in terms of going with competition with Javante, he fought a guy in Roach that was more or less, equal competition to him. And what do we get? A good fight that more or less, yeah, you could say it was a draw, or you could say one guy was, won a round and it was 6-5 here or there. But ultimately, yeah, a good fucking fight, and that's all we want to see. Just see good fights. It doesn't matter, if you're 50, or 41-10. I just want to see a good fight, and hopefully we start getting that soon because I like both sports. I was never one of those guys that's like, oh, you like boxing, I only like boxing, or I like martial arts, or I only like martial arts. Like, no, bro, like it's cool to like both. You know what I mean? It's like fuck. I got two TVs. It's like, I'll put them both on at the same time. Shit. But yeah, and then onto like for example, I had on wrestling and boxing, and wrestling and UFC on at the same time. I can do that. That's fine. It's fun. More to watch. And you know what else we watched on Saturday? Good segment there. We saw the John Cena heel turn. Oh boy, oh boy. So for those that didn't watch, it was at a elimination chamber. So John Cena, um, if you guys didn't know, he's basically like this generation. No, not this generation. Is like the 20. I'll say the 2000s and the 2010s was like his. I guess when he was at his biggest, mid to late 2000s and 2010s, like early 2010s. Um, Dude was like the face of pro wrestling. He's had the most Make a Wish wishes with kids, with terminal illnesses. They meet them, they bring them to the events, they have them even participate in the events sometimes. Shit. Um, he basically became a bad guy for like maybe like really the first time in his career. Um, right here, right here. Oh boy. And like I said, it's all like it's a show, guys. It's not like yeah. Yes, just try the best for yourselves. Yeah. Travis smoking a blunt in the corner. Yeah, The Rock come out. Um, they start jumping Cody Rhodes' ass, and that's crazy because I remember when I was watching it, Cody Rhodes was like a new. They kind of picked on him, but they always kind of picked on his dad too. I felt kind of bad, and his brother. They made him like Gold Dust, and he was like this like drag queen drag wrestler, and it was weird. His dad was like this the American Dream. He was like this big chubby guy who had like this big ass elbow, and it was he had a lot of charisma. It was fun. But yeah, like, I never saw him like I never saw what he like him becoming where he is now. Because now he's basically like as big as John Cena, essentially. You know what I mean? To this, I guess this modern generation. But I digress. So John Cena became a bad guy for the first time. Because I remember when I was a kid, he basically couldn't lose. Like if there's ever a big match at a big event, he just wouldn't lose ever. Like he'd be the guy. He was like Superman. And that became really apparent. Uh, like in the 2010s when we started wearing the colorful shirts, he would come out in like a different color shirt every day, like blue, red, a bright ass shirt, they're like orange, and it's like, dude, like, holy shit, like you can sell like they're selling it to like to kids and like especially autistic kids, dude. Fucking, I remember in my school, I'm sure at your school too. There was always a kid that fucking loved John Cena. Like there was a kid at my school. Every day, dude, he had a different John Cena shirt, and he was. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. He was special needs. He was a part of that special ed program. Um, and at the events, dude, I would see like all these fucking kids, dude, different color shirts, the fucking hat, the wristbands, and I'm like, dude, those shirts ain't cheap. I know that for a fucking fact. Those shirts are like $40 each, maybe like 30, $40 each, and these fuckers are getting like every color of the rainbow, dude. Like I remember, oh my god, it's just hilarious, dude. This shit was, oh my god. I remember going to the fucking to like Walmart, bro. I remember seeing this shit. Remember this? Bro, he was on the fucking Fruity Pebbles. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. And then the meme, bro, look at this shit. Yeah, Kyrie, Team Coco, and John Cena, Team Fruity. What? Why, bro? This is, oh my gosh, dude. The Kellogg brand, dude. Kellogg's on, yeah, dude. Pretty sure Kellogg does own Cocoa Pebbles. No, who owns them? God damn it. It's that one fucking. Um, Post Consumer Brands. I would have never guessed. Oh, I've seen Post, but I didn't know their name was Post Consumer. Okay, the Post brand owns them. That's good for them. I like Cocoa Pebbles, and yeah, but that shit's funny to me, bro. But anyways, he became a bad guy for the first time. So wrestling is like similar to like Cirque du Soleil theater, where you have guys and gals where they're performing choreographed stunts and uh, certain moves into this. So, like example, Cirque du Soleil, like you have guys like flying through the air, going through like flaming hoops and like catching each other off like a trapeze or with like a fucking net underneath and shit. The same thing, same exact thing. So you'll have a guy and like or a gal, and they'll like flip on each other or whatever, or they'll like jump off of like a thing and land on each other, and it's like, okay, um, so it's not it's not per se like real fighting because obviously you're not fucking like you know trying to physically hurt each other because it's a show. If you physically try to hurt essentially your partner or your teammate, then you're not going to be able to do the next show. You see what I'm saying? So um, you want to be able to perform in such a way so that way you can keep performing, so that way you can keep making a living. Um, and so what I mean by like choreographed is that like they practice this shit either with each other or on their own or with other others and say, like, okay, I can be able to land this move and or this stunt in such a way that you and I are not going to get injured. So that way we can keep doing this. Because if we either of us gets hurt, then we're not going to be able to keep doing this ever again. They're not going to hire us to do this ever again. Um, and shit like in both scenarios, like Cirque du Soleil and wrestling, wrestling you're following more of a storyline, whereas Cirque du Soleil you might have like a story within the performance, but it's not going to be like, all right, catch next week's episode, and then once you hear this music, you know what that means. You know what I mean? It's um it's both situations dangerous. Like think about it, dude. Like you catch your fucking neck wrong, and you fucking you're dead. You're paralyzed. You fucking separate your shoulder. Your back is fucked. Your knee blows out. Like so much shit. So much could go wrong. You lose like I don't know a piece of your ear. I don't fucking know. But yeah, total high risk of injury in both situations, and that's why I like comparing it to like Cirque du Soleil because in both situations, dude, you're paying for a fucking show, and yeah, like it's not like 100% like real, but it's still someone has a real chance of getting hurt, most definitely, Um, but with fucking Cena, dude, he's gonna retire. I don't know if you guys knew that. This is his last year is doing this shit. WrestleMania is going to be next month, and it's going to be his last one. And yeah, like I've been watching wrestling since like the 2000s, so I was watching it during the Ruthless Aggression era. Loved it. I went back and watched Attitude Era and stuff, and Hulk Hogan and shit, Ric Flair, and all the classics from like the 80s and stuff. My cousins were the ones that watched the 90s Ruthless Aggression era. They watched that with like Stone Cold, The Rock, um, fuck, what was Triple H part of it? Yeah. Uh, Shawn Michaels, kind of, but he was there already too much for a wrestler. But the Hardys, the Dudleys, yeah, yeah, Kane, Undertaker, yeah. Um, but yeah, it's just like because this fucker, hell, he's 47, John Cena. Yeah, this is it. He's done after this. Unlike there's a lot because a lot of these other guys, they're still fucking going years after when their prime is already over, and then you see them and it's like kind of like a shell of what they used to be. Like back in the day when like The Rock would come back or Hulk Hogan would come back, Ric Flair would come back, and it's like, damn, dude, like you just might Roddy Piper would come back, and it's like, hey, dude, like I get you might need the money or I get you might want the attention or whatever, but it's like it's time, it's time. But yeah, he became a bad guy, so we'll see how that turns out. They jumped what's his face, Cody. Uh, I don't know. There's talks that Stone Cold might come back. I doubt it. I don't know how else you could make it bigger. I heard he got hurt also, Cody from Travis Scott. I heard Travis Scott actually hit him and he fucked up like his eardrum and it messes his equilibrium. Um, and shit that hurts. So that's basically like somebody goes behind you and goes "Bah," like really hard right here. Like imagine somebody goes with like a fucking with like imagine those monkeys. The fucking monkey from that game goes. Yeah, imagine that someone doing that with your head, and that's how that'll feel. So crazy, man, crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, so yeah, I'll probably check out that WrestleMania when it happens. I know it's a 2 night thing. I don't know why they do that anymore. I don't like that. It's like, could you make it any more obvious that it's a show and what's going to happen? Like you get to set it up, but I get it. Like it's gotten to the point now where they don't even try to hide the fact that it's a show. It's like, hey, like enjoy the time and spend as much money as you can, and it's cool, I guess. Just damn, ever since they moved to Netflix, like with the amount of logos everywhere all over the ring, because they're not owned by TKO, the same parent company as UFC, and they're milking that shit, man. Like they're doing everything they can to get everything, like all the attention, all the interest they can to get whatever. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You're trying to get your money back off your investment, and with it being on Netflix now instead of Peacock, way bigger. You got a way bigger audience than we had probably before on cable too. Um, I think more people are watching it now more than ever. Last time I saw, especially because back in the day when it was, because I want to say it reached its popularity like in the 2000s with like Stone Cold and then The Rock in terms of like cultural relevance. Even the 90s too with the rivalry with Monday Night Raw and WCW. That was pretty cool. I wasn't alive, but I know those were really big in terms of like cable ratings. But there's cable ratings and then there's Netflix subscriptions. There's a lot more people on Netflix than watch fucking cable, and that's partly due to the fact that population is bigger nowadays too. So there's a way bigger population nowadays than when like wrestling was like back in that era, like 30 years ago. There's way more people on living alive on Earth, and because of that, there's more people that watch wrestling because of that too. Because of they're living on they're standing on the shoulders of giants. They're standing off of what others have already built the path. They've already built the foundation, and now they're just kind of reaping the rewards of everything. So now you got guys that get paid a lot of money. Like shit, they even brought in Logan Paul to bring in fucking attention to this shit. So what can you do? Um, I still tune in. I mean, like I said, it's not my favorite sport, just because I want to say I stopped like keeping up when Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, because that was just one of those things ever since I was a kid that it's like he doesn't lose at WrestleMania. He just doesn't like, and there's been like way better matches. Like I remember the Shawn Michaels matches, the Triple H match, the Batista. I'm like, dude, there's been so many times where you could have lost to other guys to push them even more, but now because of money, like y'all pushed Brock Lesnar again. Like 10 years after he'd already been like the biggest name in wrestling. Like it's like, come on, bro. But yeah, I'm I probably keep up with it, but I keep up with other sports more, like UFC. And with that, next topic. Good segue right there, huh? So yeah, we had a pretty fun event last week. I think it was Manuel Cop. Cop, dude. Cop won last week. I was so happy. I thought he was gonna lose too, because like part of me was like, I don't know if he's lost a step, but he has not at all. I definitely think he could compete for the belt. But this week we have UFC 313, Pereira versus Ankalaev. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me bring up the list right here so that way y'all can follow along with me. I'm on UFC.com. Yeah, that's some pretty good fights, man. Pretty good ones. For it being a fight night, solid overall. Solid, solid, solid. Alrighty, so for our first event, we have Jorgen Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. Right here. I've seen. I think I've seen Ozzy fight. Yeah, this guy right here. Because I've seen, dude. Once you've seen this guy's like bad tattoos, you don't forget them, bro. And all these guys have terrible fucking tattoos. I'm like, bro, like, did you like do that yourself, or did you did you pay for that? You know what I mean? On 9-3, coming off a loss. Yeah, that's the thing about like fights, guys. You gotta see trends. Like you gotta see like, all right, like this guy been winning lately. Like where is he fighting? And this is the first fight of the night on a pretty big UFC event. And you're telling me that you got a guy that's 9-3 with a shitty ass tattoo. Look at that. It's a shitty tattoo. It looks blubbery. Fighting against this Brazilian. How tall is this motherfucker? He looks big. Let me see. You can't even see how tall he is. But it's 200 fighting at 205. Okay, got light heavyweight. You want to know undefeated? Okay, can make his UFC debut. Give me Santos. Give me Santos. And then we have Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. The odds reflect this fight. It's a close ass fight. This is a close fucking fight. Because on paper, just looking at these guys, I don't know who's gonna win. Let me see. Is it a feather? Okay, it's a featherweight belt. That's one. It's 145, right? I want to say. Yeah, that's a 145. Yeah, so it's gonna be at 145. Okay. Uh, Gutierrez is taller, but Castaneda has the longer reach, and he's, I think, the natural 145er. Hmm. Hmm. Close one here, guys. I want to go with Gutierrez, but because Castaneda is the natural 45er, mm, it's a close fight. You know what? Give me Gutierrez because he's damn, bro. Yeah, I really couldn't tell you who would win this one. I want to say I want to take him because he's taller, but that doesn't mean shit when you're not used to the weight and he has lesser reach. Yeah, give me fucking Castaneda. Go Castaneda. The odds reflect it. Slight favorite. Slight favorite. Then we have these are the early prelims, guys. Early prelims. They start like at 3:30. Okay, not bad. Then we have Myron Santos versus Francis Marshall. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna go Santos here. A couple Santos guys. Yeah, you got okay, both 5'9", 15-1 for Santos. But Marshall's 8-2. It's not bad. Not bad at all. You got USA versus Brazil. Yeah, give me Santos, bro. Give me Santos. This is the main early prelim fight, and then we get down to the prelims. Man, what happened to Alex, dude? Not Morono. I remember seeing this guy fight for the first time, Alex, and I was like, this guy looks fucking like I'm not gonna lie, he couldn't really fight that well. And then I saw him fight, I'm like, holy shit, this fucker has hands. His hands of stone. I'm like, what the fuck? I vastly underestimated this guy. Vastly underestimated him. So yeah, I mean, he's a fucking nine. Damn, dude, 9-1 underdog. Look at that. I might just throw some on Alex just cause, bro. I mean, his opponent's 21-6, coming off a loss, but so is Alex. He's 24-11. They're both 5'11". They're both 185ers. He's got less reach. I might just throw some on Alex, bro, because so he's the more desperate fighter right here, bro. He needs this fucking win. Like you guys understand? Like, if you, I think he's lost like 2 in a row, 2 or 3 in a row. And the thing about UFC, bro, is if unless the fights are exciting, if you keep losing, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like you better be getting knocked the fuck out or knocking people out in your fucking fights if you're losing like that. Excuse me. I just ate some chorizo. Breakfast, most important meal of the day. Next, we got Bruno Ferreira and Armin Petrosian. Oh man, Petrosian's a good fighter. I've seen him fight recently, actually. But Bruno, mhm, they're both coming off losses. Bruno's 12-2 and Armin's 9-4. Damn, bro. I do think in this situation I'm gonna have to take the. Oh man, it's hard. Petrosian's 4 inches taller, but he doesn't have as much of a reach advantage. In fact, he has a disadvantage in reach. And then Bruno, yeah, dude, give me Bruno. I just for some reason I don't know. I feel like Armin's gonna try to go to the ground a lot, and I think Bruno's just better there. Yeah, give me Bruno. Alrighty. Oh boy. Then we got Joshua Van and Ray Saruya. Dude, Saruya's undefeated. But I've seen Joshua Van fight, bro, and that fucker could fucking fight. And the thing about these undefeated Japanese guys lately, dude, they've been fucking losing. They've been fucking me over so bad. And I mean, I've seen Ray fight. He's pretty good too, but he ain't better than the other undefeated Japanese fighters I've fucking seen been losing. So give me fucking Joshua Van. Van is fucking good, bro. I've seen this guy bang. No Diddy, dude. He has hands. Pause. No Diddy. I'm just kidding. Fuck that shit. Holy shit, dude. Oh my god. This guy is huge. Look at this guy. Heavyweight division. Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. Dude, this fucker's top 5 in heavyweight. Is this fucker even fought in the UFC? Dude, he hasn't. Oh my gosh. There's something the UFC knows that I don't. I'm gonna go with the Russian dude because there's no way you give I'm assuming it's his UFC debut. Dude, it's the top prelim fight. Holy shit. This is at 5. So this is gonna be like a 6:30, this fight. Dude, yeah, you don't because you have to see scheduling. You don't schedule the number 5 heavyweight against a fucking no name. I mean, no offense, but to no name. She might make a name for himself on Saturday. This guy who hasn't been in a big fight, UFC debut on one of the biggest cards of the year so far. Like, yeah, dude, give me Kuniev. Good luck. So, for any of my betters out there, I would say Jordan Santos is a lock. The first one, the very, very first one. Throw some on Morono just cause. Go Joshua Van. Go Joshua Van for sure. So go Van. Actually, don't go Van for sure. Do like a little bit, like half of what you would go the most for your normal play. So we'll go Jordan Santos for sure. He's gonna win, and Kuniev. I feel equally confident that both those guys are gonna fucking win for the undercard at least. And then after that, I would say Van. Go Joshua Van. And then if you want money, just throw some on Morono. Just throw it, just like $10. See what happens. You win 60. Because I just got a feeling, bro. Like this guy doesn't. If he loses, he'll get knocked the fuck out. And hey, that's worth losing $10 on. Might as well, right? Should lose $5, $1. You'll see. All right, now to the main card. Oh man, yeah, King Green. I'm not calling him Bobby Green and Mauricio Rufy. Rufy's gonna win. All right. So here's the thing about Bobby. I actually like Bobby as a fighter. I think he's really good. Really good at striking. I think like on the mic is really good too. But Rufy, bro, this fucker is 11-1, up and coming like prospect. And Bobby's like, I mean, he's almost 40 years old, man. He's 32-16. He's coming off a loss. I saw him get knocked the fuck out like bad recently, dude. At 170, man, like that weight class is so competitive right now, especially that like upper echelon. Yeah, I think Rufy's gonna fucking knock him out or sub him out. Either way, he's gonna get the finish. Oh boy, then we got a chick fight. Good luck to both ladies. I mean, here's the thing. I've seen Amanda fight a lot. I think she's almost 40 herself. So yeah, give me Lucindo. She's the younger up and coming prospect. Just give me Lucinda. All right, this is actually the fight I'm most looking forward to right here on the whole card. Jalen Turner and Ignacio Bacamontes. Jalen Turner's from not too far. She actually lives where my cousin is from. He's from around that area. And Ignacio, dude, he just lost to Esteban on Saturday, and Esteban fucking lost, dude. I didn't think Esteban was gonna fucking lose. Ribovics, the Argentinian. But yeah, dude, Ignacio, give me Ignacio right here. He's coming off a loss, big loss of UFC on UFC Noche. And dude, Jalen Turner, I don't know, man. Like he's coming off a loss as well. Oh no, Ignacio won recently. Oh, I didn't see the last fight. Jalen fucking, I don't know, man. Like I feel like his peak has been reached. I feel like he's already hit his like the best he's gonna be, and He has not gotten better since then, unfortunately. Whereas Ignacio, dude, I just see this guy get better and fucking better. I see this guy as a potential contender one day at that division, especially at this height, man. He's like 6'3". Yeah, bro. Long reach. They're both 6'3". It's just should be a really good fight. I think Jalen keeps it close, especially if he keeps it standing. If he goes to the floor, Ignacio's gonna get this like easily. Alrighty. Then we have the co-main. Luckily, Fizia was able to save this. It's a short notice fight. I think both guys had like 2 to 3 weeks to prepare for each other. Fiziev, I think they just won recently, last month on fight night, but he won like easily. Yeah, easily. Like he took no damage, and luckily, oh wait, no, he lost. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. But yeah, just off short notice, give me. Fiziev is favored, dude. I don't know. I want to say Gaethje, man. Gaethje's the taller fighter. He doesn't have as big a reach advantage, and he is coming off of like pretty much one of the nastiest knockouts I'd ever seen. But Fizie's coming off a loss as well. I mean, it's maybe one of those situations where Justin loses because he was preparing for one guy and he's getting a whole different thing now with Fiziev. And the thing with Justin is changing his game plan ever since that knockout because he's like, I'm gonna just come out more aggressive now instead of taking the punches myself. I'm just go for it now, and I don't know, man. Yeah, I see why the odds are reflected that way. That Fiziev, I'm gonna go also Fiziev. I'm not confident in it. I could definitely see Justin winning this, but yeah, Fiziev, and then we get to the main event. Oh boy, oh my gosh. So, hmm, there's a lot of things here. We got Alex, probably the most popular fighter in the UFC right now. He's taller, 6'4", longer reach, has had better wins, especially more recently, dominant wins, but he's getting older. And in terms of his training, you could argue that he hasn't been as focused, I would say. He's been doing a lot of stuff on the side for promotion or for whatever, personal reasons, whatever. And then you have Ankalaev. It's Ramadan. He's been training pretty much in the snowy mountains this whole time. He's saying he's not going to fast for the week. Mm, the thing about him is if he could take the fight to the ground, it's he could pretty much sit on Alex for 4 rounds and win that way. Because I don't think if he goes to the ground and wins and for 3 rounds, she tries to do it that way, then I can give it to him. But if he goes to the ground and kind of just keeps it there for all 5 rounds or 4-1, then yeah, they'll give it to him. They'll give him the belt. But I think Alex's leg kicks are going to be the biggest difference in this. Let's see how, because last time Ankalaev had his legs fucked up was to Jan Blachowicz, and he couldn't. That fight ended in a draw. And in my opinion, I don't think Ankalaev won. So, hmm. I think I'm gonna have to go Alex here, just because he's gonna start standing up on the feet. He's gonna get taken down maybe like 1 or 2 times, but I feel like as the fight goes on and on, he's gonna be able to land that one punch, which is all he really needs, or that one leg kick that prevents Ankalaev from shooting the takedown or from going for forward pressure. Yeah, that's the thing, because I think the path to victory here favors Alex than it favors Ankalaev. Because Ankalaev's path to victory is 5 grueling rounds of taking this fucker down, keeping him there, ground and pound his ass, go fight for positioning, and that's fucking tiring. For 5 rounds, if he does it, it's in my opinion, it's partly because of Alex's age. Because he's getting up there. He's like over like I think he's 36 now. Let me see. They used to have their ages on here, man. Yeah, he's 37. And Ankalaev is 32. So Ankalaev is in, yeah, like more or less the his athletic prime or the tail end of his athletic prime, whereas Alex, I mean, that's the thing about this sport, man. It's just not very forgiving. Like everybody eventually gets got. Everybody eventually loses in this, unless you're Khabib or John Jones. But then you kind of just retire on top at that point. We'll see, man. I wouldn't bet on. Well, I mean, if I had to pick a guy, it's going to be Pereira and in the main event and Fiziev in the co-main. But I wouldn't touch either of those. I don't think those are worth touching. I would go Ignacio, Lucindo, and Rufi for sure in the main. Definitely, they're going to win. And then in the undercards, Kuniev, Van, and Santos. Yeah, those would be like my like solid picks. If anybody's out there, if anybody wants the picks. Well, that's it for that topic. Should be a good one this Saturday. And what happened this past Sunday was another robbery. Good segue there. At this year's Oscars. Oh boy. Well, let's have a quick rundown. I did not watch the Oscars. I went to my buddy's apartment and we're just hanging out. I think we watching movies, playing cards. I think he made like cooking and stuff. Um, other buddies were over too. I think like just my brother went. There was like five of us there. Yeah, like five or so. Yeah, it was chill, chill. I was keeping up with the Oscars the whole time. Uh, I think let me see, let me see. I was like, what the fuck at first when I think Flo lost. No, when Flo won. Yeah, because best visual effects and best sound won a Dune. So I'm happy Dune at least won. Dune 2 won two Oscars. Okay, that's cool. And then we get to, yeah, right here. Right here's where I'm like, what's going on? Amelia Perez won a song, and I thought they were just not going to win anything. Dude, what the fuck? I can't believe Dune was not nominated for best editing, man. Yeah, so at best animated feature, right here, bro. For best animated feature, Flow won over The Wild Robot. So here's the thing: Flow, a very good movie. I think it's like an 8 out of 10 though. Partly because there's no plot; stuff just happens. And don't get me wrong, like it's still very entertaining. I still found myself, connected to certain characters, the animals, for example. Who's my favorite animal besides the cat? I think the capybara. Yeah, probably the capybara. And the thing about that film was, if you could tell it was low budget, but I did like what they were able to do in terms of the story they were able to tell. Um, I think they did it on like a software on a computer. So yeah, they're just showing like, hey, like film could be really done. If you have the time and the passion and everything, it's as well. But dude, the Wild Robot, man, I just I thought it just was way better. I just in terms of my gosh, like you have like a similar like animals overcoming nature situation, but on top of that you had, I don't know, I felt more of a connection with the characters as well. But I don't know, man, that's when I knew shit was starting fishy. Then when Dune lost to the Brutalist for best cinematography, I'm like, bro, like you can look at me and tell me fucking like even Nosferatu, bro. If you would have given Nosferatu, I would have said, hey, yeah, yeah, that's great. And then we get to fucking, right here, the swings that Honora made, dude. Honora won five fucking Oscars, dude. Honora. And then Zoe Saldana won fucking best supporting actress in Emilia Perez, and I'm like, bro, like, what is going on right here? Like, what are y'all doing? I knew Kira Culkin was gonna win. He was always going to. I thought they were gonna give Best Actor to Sebastian Stan as like a troll to Trump because he was playing Trump in The Apprentice. Or shit, they might have even given it. No, I didn't think that they were gonna give it to Timothy. They're doing him like DiCaprio because he's been in so many good movies already. So young in his career, they're like he's gonna win more later on in his life, and they'll throw him a bone then. But yeah, man, it was. Oh my gosh, dude, Mike. How the fuck did Demi Moore not win for The Substance? Like, oh my gosh. Like top to bottom here, it's just a lot of this a lot of changes should have been here. Honora should not have 5 Oscars. Flo shouldn't have won. Dune should have won a lot more, or a couple more at least. Agent Brody for The Brutalist shouldn't have happened. It should give it a Ralph Fiennes. He's a great actor. Demi Moore deserved that Best Actress win, especially because the way they do these things now. Dude, they're like Lifetime Achievement Awards. It feels like it's ridiculous. And then you give it to okay. All right, we get to the Best Picture, bro. Best Picture. I'm gonna get canceled, bro. I swear to God. All right, you have an indie film called Honora. Okay, it's gonna be on thing streaming soon on Hulu, like in 2 weeks. I don't even know if I want to watch it, bro. Because okay, look, listen to the plot summary of this shit. I've seen what it's about, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm even want to watch that. All right, ready? Okay, so this movie is an indie film. It was made for $6 million. It made $40 million. Well, 41 gross. Okay. Well, let me hold on. Honora budget and box office. I don't want to. Okay, it earned 41 worldwide, 6 million budget. Okay, so here's the plot. Ready? Honora, a young woman from Brooklyn. No. That is not what this movie is. No, hell no. Let me go IMDb right here. Got it right here. Okay. Honora, a young sex worker from Brooklyn, gets her chance at a Cinderella story when she meets and impulsively marries the son of an oligarch. Once the news reaches Russia, her fairy tale is threatened as the parents set out for New York to get the marriage annulled. So it's about a fucking prostitute in Brooklyn who marries her client, I guess you could say, who is like the son of a rich billionaire, and they get married, and she tries to convince them that like, hey, it's okay, and that's the plot. And I guess the movie is about like acceptance and overcoming whatever, and like showing the trials and tribulations of the sex worker community, and what they got to go through, and what you experience, and about having bodily autonomy and all these other things. And it's like, okay, bro, like, you can tell me it's better than Dune 2? Dune fucking 2, bro. Let me see what Dune 2 made. I think it was like 720, 750. Okay, 190 mil budget. It made 720 bill worldwide. 720 mil worldwide. Like, come on, man. Like, I had an episode in the past, my other episodes, talking about how like I stopped like really caring about these people's opinions, especially the Oscars, when Dark Knight was nominated. And when years and years went past, and DiCaprio got nominated so many times, never won it. Until one year it was like, oh yeah. It like ended up becoming a lifetime achievement award. It's like, oh hey, yeah, you're like 50 now, and we know you've been in a bunch of good movies in the past, and you released a halfway decent one now, so you win. Like what? Doesn't make any sense. And then the same with music and shit, and like Grammys is like, Like you know this shit. You know who's most deserving when and where, but when it comes down to it, you don't give it to them until way after the fact, and then it's like, well, what's the point? It's just a lifetime achievement award at that point. So yeah, just done with these award shows. I just keep up with who wins because I like seeing what gets praised, what's seen as most deserving, what gets seen as, oh, this is quality, this is considered quote unquote good, and it's like, bro, like I see some good movies here, I see a lot of good performances, a lot of good actors here, but in terms of the best, no, I don't see the best being represented here at all. And it's supposed to be these award shows. We're awarding the best, but we're not awarding the best. It's awarding whatever. No offense, whatever message you think is most like unique at the time, or oh hey, I haven't seen this story be pushed or this thing be pushed. Let's push it now. And it's like, well, that's not. Let's pick the most entertaining movie. How about that? Let's pick the most fun time in the movie, in the theaters, or something like that. Anything. Not just like, oh, who gave okay, like performances, that's a whole different story. So the best picture here. Best picture is all right, what was the best, objectively best movie, which in my opinion is technical, entertainment, and yeah, you could even throw a message in there too. Because yeah, every story is trying to tell an underlying message within an entertaining story. Because if you don't have an entertaining story, no one's gonna fucking watch it. No one's gonna see your message, and that's why Anora made $41 million around the world. Compared to Dune, I mean 720. And I know I'm sounding like a bitch, whatever, but whatever, bro. We'll see what wins next year. Hopefully, mm, I don't know, because usually like Oscar movies, that buzz usually happens like towards the tail end of the year. Like that was one of the things that I feel fucked with Dune 2 was that it came out really early, like I want to say like March or April, and it didn't live into the Oscar hype season, which is when you usually hear about most of these movies. That's probably why you saw Wicked get a fucking nominated for a bunch of shit, and it's like, dude, I know Wicked. I'm sure is like has great production value. I'm sure is the costume, set design, makeup, hair looks great. But in terms of story, like, well, we'll see about that. We'll see, especially with part two. I know the first one made a lot of money, so hey, it's a hit. That's a hit. Well, part two makes even more money because that's the thing about movies. You want to keep making them, and the way you keep making them is you keep making more money. Not by, I mean, hey, I mean, Nora, it was an indie film. I'm happy for indie films. It just, I don't think it deserved 5 Oscars. I think it deserved maybe like 3. You I don't think it deserved Best Picture, nor Best Actress, nor Best Editing. Man, what the fuck are we doing here? Oh no, it was editing. That was no, yeah, that was a different film for editing, but yeah, so 3, give it 3, not 5, but we'll see, we'll see. Another thing we'll see. Well, I don't know. We can see. Next segue is a Daredevil, born again. He can't see. He definitely can't. He's blind. But the new episodes came out yesterday. They had just dropped on Disney Plus. The first 2 have come out. It's I believe a 9 or 10. Uh, 8 episodes. Yes, 8 episodes. And then they're dropping 2 at a time, and then one, and then they drop another 2 at a certain point. We'll see when that happens, but they're every Tuesday. I want to say 6 or 7. The 2 last night came out at 6. I got them right here. Yeah, watch both. Quick review. Okay, because I'm not gonna spoil anything. Because like I said, it just came out last night. I don't want to, especially for anyone new watching this, no spoilers. Until I might start talking about this shit like maybe a month after it comes out. Cause by that point it'd be like episode 5, and it's like, okay, dude, like, are you watching the show or not? So, well, even that point maybe, because there are some of those people that are like, they just want to binge the whole thing all the way through, and it's like, yeah, totally. I didn't know it was spoiled like in the promotion this week, so I was like, okay, fine, fine. I was like, but no more spoilers, motherfucker. Fuck you. But anyways, I really enjoyed Netflix's Daredevil. Season 1 and 2 were probably my favorite. Season 3, I don't know why people love that one so much. It was good, but it felt very anticlimactic. It felt like because the show was canceled, dude. Netflix canceled that fucking show, and you could tell that there was more story to be told. And that's the thing about season 3, dude. Is it by the time it finished, it was like, okay, that was kind of like anticlimactic. Like there was a big fight, yes, but at the very end, yes, but and the villain was kind of, more or less taken care of, but not really. Like you could tell that there was more, and like where's the rest of it? It's like, and you know what I mean? It's like, and that's how season 3 felt. Whereas where season 1, it's like, okay, we're introducing ourselves into the world, very good action, very good writing, and then he gets the suit at the very end. And in season 2, we get the whole back and forth with him and the Punisher. And dude, that's like that right there, the argument with him and the Punisher, would probably is the best like TV superhero, whatever the fuck you want to call it, uh, content I have ever fucking seen, bro. To this fucking day, it is like the Penguin was fucking good. Daredevil season 2 blows out any fucking superhero show I've ever fucking seen. Just show. But dude, I saw season 3, like I mentioned, anticlimactic. But overall, I would give like season 1 a 9, season 2 a 10, and season 3 like an 8. And I know why people don't like season 2 that much. It's because it kind of lost the plot a little bit with like Elektra and then the Black Hand and the other shit. But it's like, okay, bro, like the point of the story, that's like you're complaining about side plots. The main plot is this right here, the juice to the fucking you're sipping on fucking on scraps, and I'm over here drinking the nectar, and it's like, what are you doing over here, bro? Like you're focusing on, you're missing the forest for the trees. And it's like, yes, dude, I understand that tree's ugly. That tree ain't the best. Electra wasn't the best. The Black Hand was whatever. But bro, look at this grand forest over here. This grand content. And it's like, come on, man. But yeah, for in terms of this week though, um the episodes were rushed, I would say. Overall, the new characters they introduced, they're not doing it for me yet. Like I don't really care about those new characters. Hopefully, I will soon. There's 6 more episodes left, and I don't know. Like I was talking to my friend, and she was just telling me like, yeah, like it's just not as good this time around. Like it's still good, it's still solid, but it's just, I don't know. It's missing that factor to it. I feel there's still something. I don't know. I want to say there's definitely room for improvement, and I guess see it definitely getting better. But I don't know. As of right now, it's just like I said, a lot of stuff, a lot of content. The content crammed into like in a 1 hour. A lot of stuff happens really fast, but at the same time, when it slows down, it kind of comes across kind of boring because you kind of have Kingpin doing his best Trump impression, and not much is really going on in terms of the foreground. A lot of it's happening in the background, and it just kind of happens. Then it's like, all right, next plot point, and it's like, whoa, hold up, how do we get from here where we were just here like a couple scenes ago? Like how do we make that jump? And you could tell like there was a lot of this that was reshot, redone, because I think they when they were first filming this they weren't liking it, so they went back and redid it, and you could tell like there was, especially with some of the choices they did early. It's like, okay, bro, like you could have built up to that. Like I see where you're going with that, and I like that you're going there. Okay, I like that you're thinking that, but let's work on the execution a little bit more. And that's my biggest problem with the show right now is the pacing, and in terms of like it's either 0 to 100 or 0 to like 10. And what I mean by that is either a lot is happening at once, or it's like it's so slow and it's just like, and then it's usually with Kingpin, and it's just like, yes, I see you now. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And it's like, okay, bro, like can we hurry this fucking up? Like I know where this is going. Like I'm not dumb, but yeah, I don't know. I just wish they wouldn't spell it out for me so much and kind of show me instead of saying it to me. Show me, not show me, show me on screen, not tell me, oh yeah, I am this now, and I'm doing this today. Like, okay, bro, like, and like I said, I like the show, good show. I recommend it every Tuesday. I'm not getting paid or whatever to say that. I'm giving it like a B so far, solid B. But yeah, I think that'll probably wrap up this week's episode of the Everybody and the Mom podcast. I hope you guys liked it. Next week we'll have a whole new batch of topics. I might do my DVD collection soon. I don't know about next week, but probably some of the episodes after that. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys next time on the Everybody and the Mom podcast. Later, guys.